Hi, everyone, and welcome to Thursday's World Session. Thank you all for joining me. Get yourself nice and cozy in a relaxed space to receive this session that we're going to do right now. So I'm tuning in, and if you can't catch the recording live, don't worry about that. You can go ahead and listen to this at your convenience, either on my website, so www.mmarzak.com, or you can catch it and subscribe to my YouTube channel, get weekly updates, and you can go ahead and share this video and link to one and all. It's really for everyone, so that everyone can get their weekly dose of TLC. Now, these sessions are not for individual issues or aches and pains. This is a world session, so it is a global session. So what your body needs, it will take. What it doesn't, don't worry. If it doesn't relate to you, then no harm will be done. For individual needs, you can reach me directly at monica@sproutingtreewellness.ca or directly through my website, again, mmarzak.com. Marzak is spelled MARCZUK.com. Great, so let's go hop into the session. Like I said, get yourself nice and comfortable, whether you want to lay down or turn off all the distractions or sit down in a comfortable space. I would recommend that you don't listen to BodyTalk sessions or any sessions that I do standing or puttering around the house. Really get yourself nice and cozy into a relaxed space that you can fully receive. So the first place I'm being drawn into is the cervical spine. There seems to be a twist and a contortion to the cervical spine. So we're starting at C1, which is the atlas, where it sits on the occiput, the base of your head. It sits on the occiput sits on that atlas, on that C1, and goes into the cervical spine, which is the back of your neck, the nape of your neck. Now, there seems to be a twist and a contortion there. And so the vertebra seem to be twisted. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is gently untwist that vertical spine. That would lead to a contortion or a twist or discomfort and pain. So if you suffer from backaches, whether it be lower back, mid back, or your upper back through shoulder pain, this would impact the whole spine. So that whole C1 to C7 is twisted, to C8, right to even to the top of T1, right to that thoracic vertebra. And so when the bone is twisted, that would obviously impact as well the nervous system, the nerves that splay out, the woof, I'm getting a little bit of a throat feeling in the front. That would also impact the nerves themselves, the dura mater, the arachnoid matter, the pia matter within your brain. And so the pons and the central nervous system, it's all twisted. Oof, it's making me lose my my voice. So that's showing me that it's impacting as well as bringing me in, and it's showing me the thymus gland. So we're going to go ahead and do an untwisting first, bringing in a beautiful balance between the sacrum and the occiput. So doing a full back balance and bringing the whole back into alignment, highlighting the back's natural structure. So from C1 all the way down into that sacral, right down to S5. So right down even into that coccyx, that tailbone. Ooh, so I'm going to watch that happen. And right away, there's a release within the nervous system as that untwisting happens. And then I'm being brought right in, shot right around into the thyroid gland. And into the cartilage, the vocal fold, oof, into the hyoid bone, right deep in this area. And we're going to go ahead and do a circulation plug-in of blood, lymph, and nerve to all those three things that I just mentioned. Making sure that it's nicely hydrated, that it's not crispy, that its hydration is in there. And also a full circulation plug-in of blood, lymph, nerve, and chi. It feels some like stagnation and some tightness. So now I'm being brought into the muscles along the neck. So we've got the traps that long run around the back, but we're in the front muscles right over here. Oh gosh. Right in those front muscles. Forgot their name. What is it? Scalenus anterior. These muscles. Oh, they're so tight. So I'm going to go ahead and do almost like a rubbing my hands along them to elongate them. They feel really contracted in. So you want to make sure that they're nice and flexible, that they're not contracting down. There we go. And right away, the back of my traps are hurting. I'm feeling a tension and a pinch in there. So you can, I don't know if you feel that as well. You can bring, and I'm heating up. So the chi is moving really nicely. So that doing that beautiful circulation plug-in to make sure in those muscles and within that structure that I spoke about, to make sure that there's the hydration that your body's utilizing. The water that you drink, so H2O, and that it's also transmuting it and using it as H3O, which is easy water, which is needed for cellular regeneration, which brings me into, we want to proliferate healthy cells, that the muscle is and the bones and the cartilage really boiling up here, holy smokes, are proliferating healthy cells, and that there's a healthy communication between all of those interstitial cells within that structure, that all of the cells are in good communication. So we're going to go ahead and do a repair on the link. So on the communication between all of the cells, that they're properly communicating with each other. And as soon as we do that, the mid-back opens up and relaxes. Oh, there was a little bit of energy coming up for there. Oh, and it's shooting right into that lower back. So, where are we going? So we're in the fascial tissue of the lower back that loops around the spinal complex, each vertebra, the fascial system that's within the back muscles. So those lataris dorsi muscles that go right down to the mid-back, even bringing into the glutes are coming highlighted. There's a lot of holding, a lot of tension, a lot of, as Freud says, analness. So that clenching, right? Expecting the next bad thing to happen. What next? What next? What next? So in that we'll do a beautiful fascial release of a mind-body connection, of expecting bad, of expecting the worst to take place, of negative thinking, of not negative thinking. I don't really like that, but harmful self-talk, or thinking badly about others. Blame victim consciousness is in there as well. And there's a powerlessness. Well, what am I going to do about it? No, that's just the way life is. There's a resignation to your resignation to everything. There's, oh, well, what am I going to do about it? Oh, what am I going to do about it? Oh, what can I do about it? That complete resignation within that fascial system in the mid back, and that would weaken the spine. And the spine is that is the structure, the skeletal structure that holds you up, literally in life. If your back goes out, well, then the rest of your body, you can't move properly. There's limited range of movement. Sometimes you can't move at all. It affects your legs. It affects your posture. It affects how you walk, how you sit. And so that backbone is has to be strong, but flexible, to hold you up and also to move you through life, to be that like a tree. It bends in the wind. It doesn't break. But all of that negative thinking, all of those thoughts about yourself, and all of those things that I just said are impacting the strength of the foundations of your life. So how, that saying, well, get a backbone, or they don't have a backbone, or even too rigid, having rigidity in your life, not being able to be flexible within yourself, within your life, within your daily routines, with your children, with coworkers. So this affects all things that within your life. We're going to link that into a stabilization. So we're going to go ahead and do a fascial release. Woof, that was a really big one. And then straightening out one by one, pulling upwards, right? Like a tree grows, grows up. So pulling gently from the coccyx and running my hands right alongside the coccyx, right up to that C1 where we started, to create some beautiful traction. And as I do that, there's a circulation of chi coming in. So we're going to get that Ida, Pingala, and Shushumna channels circulating the chi that goes up and it goes down, that goes up, one goes up, one goes down. And then the spine sits with the Shushumna right along the midline. And as we do that, I'm seeing the chakras come in. So the chakra system seems like it's out of line. It's not working as they're not really bright. They're kind of weakened. So you want to strengthen a really nice, strong chakra system. The chakra system impacts physical function. So we want to make sure that chakra system is nice and strong. So as I'm going up the spine from the coccyx right up, up to the seventh chakra, they're lighting up. So we're linking all of the chakras together. And within each chakra, they've got the 7 sub-chakras. So linking all of those 7 sub-chakras to each of the chakras. So we're starting at the root, going to sacral, take a nice deep breath, and then there's some real tension at the sacral chakra. So that's about you want to take your fingers like this and put them 2 fingers down from your belly button. That's your sacral chakra. And there's some repair that needs to be done to it. It feels weakened and there's like rips and tears in it. So we're going to go ahead and correct that. You take a nice deep breath in through the sacral chakra, through the front, and breathe out the back. Now through that same spot in the back, breathe in the back, and then breathe out the front. So that lower sacral chakra in the back feels really congested. We'll do it again. Breathe in the front and breathe out the back. Breathe in the front. Breathe in the back Breathe out the front. That feels much better. Breathe in the front. Breathe out the back. Breathe in the back. Breathe out the front. And linking that sacral chakra to all its sub-chakras and going up to the solar plexus chakra, doing the same. Up through the heart, the throat. Woof, there is a lot of stagnant energy in the throat. Third eye, crown chakra. There we go. Woof, I'm feeling really dizzy as this energy is starting to move really fluidly. That twist in that cervical spine was bunging up all of this energy, so it wasn't circulating properly. It's moving really quick. Great. We're going to go ahead and tap this in. So you can tap your head, tap your heart, and tap your belly. Now there's a pressure going on right around my TMJ and my ears. So we're going right into that, into that ear canal. Right here. That feels really. And that TMJ is the most inundated. The TMJ is the most inundated joint of the body. There's always clenching. So if you clench, if you grind, if you find you're holding your breath or that you have ringing ears or tinnitus, we're going to do a Tmj release. This is quite, you can hold this spot for yourself. And we're going to link it to, go ahead and link it to its reciprocal. So that's the sacroiliac joint. So that's where we were working before. Then do a nice TMJ sacroiliac joint. Balancing. Oh, there we go. Oh, my vision just improved. So there's this holding pattern that happens here so that when stress comes in, or something doesn't go your way or you're triggered, there's an automatic clenching down. So I'm going to make sure that the cartilage in here doesn't get crispy. It feels particularly thin. So I'm going to go into the cartilage in the TMJ, or right into that joint, right in that joint, and do a hydration to it to make sure that there's no wearing down of the bone, no wearing down. We use this every day to eat, to talk. It's used so much. Make sure that there's this beautiful hydration going on in there. Oh, that feels so nice. Body chemistry is coming in for heavy metals. So we're going to do a heavy metal release from the TMJ. Oh, that's a nice release. Where are we going next? We're being brought into scars. So you can think about where you have any scarring, whether it be an adhesion, whether it be a superficial scar, or if it's an adhesion, which is deep. So any surgeries are coming up. So this includes C-sections for women. I'm seeing a lot of knee surgeries, back surgery, knee surgeries specifically, and any other kind of scarring that you may have from cuts or big scrapes, or even removal of moles can be one. So all scars, and there's this tension within the scar. We're going to go ahead and do a consciousness from the scarring. We're going into individuation. Going into open-mindedness within the scars. So there's this holding pattern within the scars of all active memories of the trauma around the scar. Inside trauma, physical trauma, emotional trauma, mental trauma. So any kind of trauma that you may have experienced, even if the surgery benefited you, it's still very stressful to go for your body to go through surgery or the preparation or to get there. And there's this holding pattern. So we're going to go ahead and do a beautiful active memory release from all of your scars. And then doing open-mindedness. So inside the scar, dumping out that mind-body connection to being closed in and contracted, and bringing in a natural open-mindedness within the scar tissue. I don't need to hold that burden anymore. You don't have to hold those memories in there anymore. They're ready to be released. Going to anchor it to the heart, and then linking it to to diaphragm, small intestines for complete synthesis and release. Beautiful. And being brought into a full diaphragm balancing. Now, the diaphragm is a really important integral part of your breathing. So if your breath is shallow, the oxygen only stays up here, and it can't get down to the rest of the body. The diaphragm it's this beautiful umbrella type thing, or a parachute. It opens and closes, so it expands and contracts. The air goes down, the breath goes down further into the belly. If you watch a baby, they have this beautiful up and down. Their diaphragm opens nicely, and then their whole belly rises and falls. So they have a full diaphragmatic breath. Oh, we want to make sure that those organs are being fully oxygenated. They feel a little bit starving for oxygen. So doing a nice diaphragm balancing. So the 3 diaphragms, there's one in the cranium, there's one right underneath your rib cage, and there's a pelvic diaphragm. And so bringing in that breath of life through the lungs and making sure that this gorgeous oxygen is moving through your body freely and naturally, that is oxygenating the brain, that your brain has enough oxygen, that the lungs are fully opening up to breathing in life fully. So not just the things that you think you like. No, I don't like that. Not only the things that you enjoy, not only the things that you feel positively towards, but really feeling fully. Not all of life is pleasant. There's going to be moments that there may be pain. There may be moments that even if you stub your toe, or something emotional happens, or something happens within your life that would bring up a contraction, that the lungs are still breathing in life fully, so that air that your body can synthesize those emotions, and that you're not numbing yourself to life, not numbing yourself to experiences, not numbing yourself to feeling, not numbing yourself against your emotions, that you're really fully present to your life and to yourself. Oh, so as soon as I said breath of life, that diaphragm opened up beautifully, and we're going to go ahead inside the diaphragm, within the cellular structure, within that mid diaphragm. They're going to need to go ahead and specifically into the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse cell. So in the mitochondria, right in that diaphragm, and it feels tired. Just feels a little tired. So we're going to go ahead and strengthen that mitochondria, bringing it into do a flush of it. It needs to be cleaned out a little bit. It's got some like cobwebs. So we're like, when you clean out a closet, you have to go reach in really deep, bring all the stuff out, and then reorganize the closet. That's what's happening within the mitochondria. I'm going to go ahead and that's called this, going ahead and do a Seedry on that mitochondria within the diaphragm. Ah, beautiful. And that all immediately opens up. And then going into the pelvic diaphragm and linking all those 3 diaphragms together and linking that into a full cycle of breath. Whoa. All right, take a nice deep breath. I'm going to go ahead and tap this in. Right, everyone. End of session for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. I would love to hear from you if you want to share your experiences, if you've noticed any shifts within yourself or within your body or within your life, even minute. Even if you don't feel anything, the session is still working. Your body is still doing all of the healing. And if you want to reach out to me, either to tell me about your experience or to book a private session for yourself, you can go ahead and reach me at www.mmarzak.com. See you all next week.